Hi, yeah, my name's Jonathan Leakey, and I am delighted to be part of the Cross Talk 2020 team. And the project I'm speaking to here is in Uganda, where I was born and brought up in East Africa. I went to school in southwest Uganda. My parents were missionaries, um, but we came back to the UK when I was 10, in the early 70s. I didn't go back till uh, the year 2000 when I'd moved to live in Ballymena, Northern Ireland. My wife's from Ballymena, and a team of 9 guys from Ballymena, different backgrounds. Just we went out and helped support a pastor who I'd met in England, a Ugandan pastor who came on a mission to Britain. He he had a vision to help street kids and AIDS orphans. You probably know Uganda was where a lot of people think AIDS started, and there's still a massive problem with HIV/AIDS, and the whole culture of promiscuity and so on is being addressed, um, but it's left a lot of orphans or kids without a mum or a dad, um, and usually it's the dad if it's not both parents, and so this current that project in 2000 ended up building a school. It's flourished, it's grown, over 500 kids, secondary, primary, and a farm. Um, but in 2016, I went back out again, met the the second pastor of that church, who's since planted his own church in a rural area northwest of Kampala, the capital. He's in a rural setting with a lot of poverty, um, and he's a visionary. He's an evangelist. People are getting saved out of the majority other religion that's in that area, and there's a lot of people coming from a witchcraft background too who have spiritual mental health needs, as well as the poverty um, and the family situations. So um, we've helped Pastor Milton put a roof, a structure, a roof on his church structure, which was pretty much just a yard. People were getting wet in the rain or baked in the sun, and it was a dirt floor. When it rained, it became slippy and muddy. Um, we helped get him a data projector so he can show the Jesus film. People getting saved through that, but there's no amplifier to go with that. We weren't able to get that, and so he needs a sound system too. He he's helped taking in kids who are coming from destitute situations, either orphans or people chased out of their homes by the parents because they get saved from the other religion, and or just mothers who send them out to work, and they're in a pretty much a domestic slavery situation. So the moment there's 6 kids sleeping on the church floor on benches on the mud floor of the church, aged 5 to 24, from various backgrounds, as I've just shared, and all their belongings are stuffed in the corner. It's not much, you'll see from the photo, and we want to get them triple bunks, mattresses, and to be able to rent a room for them to sleep in. Um, and we've started an empowerment project, a sustainability project with the pastor, which is aimed at enabling them through pig farming to 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 raise money on an ongoing basis to sustain the church, to build a new structure, to expand, and ideally also to build a children's center for these kids. And he's dreaming of a school, a primary school. We'd love to do all that, and we've experience of doing that and managing such a project in 2000. So yeah, an opportunity to buy land has become available, and this would enable Milton to build his own structure. At the moment, he's renting from a guy. It's next door to a bar. Barman turns up the volume whenever they're having their church services, just to annoy them. Um, we'd love to transfer the pig farm onto that same site, and also build a children's center, possibly a primary school, to obviously educate these kids. There's nothing in the immediate vicinity, and a quarter acre of land's come available through the current crisis, the cost of the land's come right down. It's a third of what it would normally be. So we've an opportunity. If £1,500 came available quickly, we could buy quarter of an acre, and with an option on the full acre at I think 6,000 would get us the full acre, which obviously would be great. So and then the only other need at this stage that we're prioritizing is that obviously the bedding for the kids, the land, and then Milton's wife last year was the victim of an abduction in a taxi. Criminals had got on and took over the taxi, drove it down to the Tanzanian border, and then robbed everybody and then killed everybody apart from her, who was all the passengers. And we knew about that she disappeared. She hadn't come home. There was a problem. We had a team praying, and while the others sadly weren't spared, she was spared, but she got a beating, and she's still now suffering from the medical internal bleeding, back problems. She needs medical attention, and we'd love to be able to get her that attention that she needs. This project is close to my heart. I believe it's unique in many ways. It's a pioneering project in a very poor rural area, surrounded by people of this other faith, and the challenges of people coming from a witchcraft background or consulting witchcraft, and that's brought really big needs into the church. And given that a lot of support goes to big city projects or urban, or the congregation has some means of income here, they do need help sustaining and building, expanding the church. Um, Milton's amazing in that he's a pastor, he's a church planter, but he's also an evangelist, seeing a lot of people getting saved. This is a time of opportunity to build, and we just love to be able to help him grow that church. It could be, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times the size in a year's time if he got the resources to grow that church, to disciple people, build his own team as well. On behalf of all of us in Crosstalk 2020, I'd like to thank you so much for listening, watching these videos, and for any support you can give us in terms of praying for the project. We prioritize prayer uh, to grow these projects, to support these needs out in the third world, and any contribution you can make financially will be well spent, and everything will go to the project.